So Cheryl and I had a quick discussion, and we are trying to keep our team chats a little bit more focused and organized and to the point. That way, whenever we post the recorded replays for anyone who could not get on the call, they'll be more short, sweet, to the point, and it'll be easier for you to catch up. So if you're watching the replay, lucky you, because it's not going to be very long. But I kind of wanted to talk about our focus in 2019 as we are closing out this year and heading into a new year, and goal setting for 2019. So I personally was thinking, and I think it's very, well, maybe not easy, because sometimes people struggle with like setting goals, but I feel like it's easy to have like a plan in mind, like, oh, I want to hit green in 2019, or I want to hit blue status, or I want to advance to pink, or I want to make X amount of money. But though that goal in itself is not attainable if you don't do the small things to get to that goal. You're not just going to accidentally slip on to green status or make $5,000 or whatever. You have to put in the work to get to that goal. So, and that includes setting the small goals daily. And you have to definitely be realistic with yourself on what you're actually willing to put in and the work you're going to do. Because you can't say, I'm going to contact 10 people a day if you're not going to contact 10 people a day, because you want to be truthful with yourself. So I kind of started thinking about like, what tasks are you willing to do daily? That's something that I think is going to need to be a huge focus for all of us who are trying to make a business out of this. Setting down and figuring out what little things that you can do that will lead to your big goal. So if your goal is a money making goal, obviously you need to have some sales. You want to get promoted so you can get those commission checks, so you can get those bonuses every month, things like that. So you have to figure out what tasks that you need to do every single day in your business that are going to get you to your bigger goal. And don't overcomplicate things. I feel like so many times, and my mom has told me about this, and I realized the other day, Cheryl and I were talking about this. I am very big on watching trainings. I will train myself every single day, and then I never do the things that the trainings are telling me to do. It's like, go do a task list. Focus on the task list. Thank you, Mom. Focus on the task list. Focus on this. Do this. And then I'm like, wow, all right, I know how to do everything. But it's actually, you have to put the ball in motion. You can't just be the most trained person and not actually do the stuff, right? So don't overcomplicate things. I think whether it's daily task lists, whether it's organizing your business, keeping a better record of customers and people's orders, that's something that is super important. Because I even had a girl message me yesterday, and she was like, hey, do you have any glitter eyeliner? And I'm like, yeah, I do. But I was just super shocked, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot she had bought makeup from me like 2 years ago and has not bought makeup. And I'm like, that was definitely a fail on my part of communication, of following up, things like that. And that's the things that are the small tasks that lead to the big things. Because I mean, she could be a potential presenter, she could be a potential, repeat customer. But if you're not doing the small things, you're not going to get to the big goal that you're trying to get to. So the big takeaway, I guess, from this is commit to making the small things happen. Cheryl, are you still there?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Something went crazy. I was like, what's happening? Oh, okay. Hi, Narelle. We're going to keep pushing on. But let's see. What did I even write there? Oh, yeah. Okay. So I was trying to go with, I'm like, I don't know what that is. What is that? Are you guys getting like a weird thing? All right.
Yeah, I'm just going to make sure everyone's muted.
Okay. Try that. No, you're fine, Narelle. And we're going to post the replay too. I just kept popping something up here. Like, wait a minute, what is that? Anyway, so I think we all need to focus on this small task. And especially when you do have that big goal, it's okay to set a big goal for yourself. That's great, actually. But you have to be aware, I guess, of the task that you have to put forward to get to that big goal. Because I think it's I don't want to say it's easy, but with Younique, how it's broke up into color status, everybody's like, I want to be a black status presenter. I would like to be green this year. I would like to make this amount of money this year. But what are you actually going to do to get there? Because I think we pass that up a lot, and it's just like, green status, maybe it'll happen. Blue status, maybe it'll happen. But you have to put in the task to get there and be real with yourself on what you're willing to put in every day. I remember a convention this past year, there was a girl who talked, and she literally did like, I think it was one of the daily task lists, the contact and comment on people's statuses, this, that, and the other. And she just was consistent with it every single day over, I think at like a 90-day period. She was talking about how her husband, I think had like some kind of oil field job or something and was like off. Maybe it was military. I don't remember. He was off for a long period of time. And while he was gone, she was like, I'm going to push my business as hard as I can and see how far this goes. And in that amount of time, she didn't end up black status in that amount of time, but just the mindset of the daily consistent task. And then she continued with it. I mean, after the 90 days, it was easier because she did it every single day. It became a habit. And she ended up black status because she just kept doing the small task, and it led to big results. So I was messaging Cheryl earlier, and I feel like I multiple times have been like, I've got to restart. I've got to rebuild my business. I've got to redo. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing that. I'm not restarting. I'm not rebuilding. I'm going from where I'm at and moving forward. And it doesn't have to be starting over. It's just starting fresh. And we have a fresh new year. There's new ideas. It's a fresh start. So anyway, that's it. That's my training. I know Cheryl has something to say, so I will be quiet and let her talk for a little bit, and then we'll go into some questions.
Okay, so I'm going to basically piggyback on this. It kind of worked out when she sent me what she was wanting to talk about. I was like, perfect. That's going to like be perfect for what I want to say. And that is that I think that one of the biggest things that holds most of us back, and I could be wrong, you can tell me I'm wrong if I am, but is overthinking things. We, personally, I can say that if I have any negative feedback, I'm instantly like, oh my gosh, okay, so should I do it like this, or should I do it like this, or did I do it wrong? And I instantly start overthinking. And because of that, I have this like lack of progress. I will stop working, trying to figure out how to do it better instead of learning as I go. And even like with the new stuff that's coming out, the Uology, right? They're going to have all this training for us, which is amazing. But I'm not planning on sitting around doing the training before I start selling it. I plan on selling it and doing the training as I go. Because just like when we were like little kids, right? And we learned to like ride a bike or swim, we didn't like read a book about how to ride the bike. We got on the bike, we fell off, we got hurt, we got back on, we did it again and again and again until we got to the point where we're experts, right? To where we could ride the bike without training wheels, no problem. Bye, mom, no hands, whatever, right? That's what we're working towards here. It's doing it over and over and over again. Even when you screw up, embracing that and saying like, sorry, I did it wrong. I'm learning as I go. And guess what? You could do that too. And sometimes we screw up and sometimes we get it right, but eventually I'm going to be an expert. And, the biggest thing I know personally for me, and I'm betting for a lot of people, is overthinking things. The moment that there's any sort of negativity at all, it's easy to pull back and start overthinking and not have any progress from there on out. So for me, for this new year, that's going to be like my biggest thing is driving on instead of like getting stuck in my thoughts, continuing to work, continuing to post, continuing to talk to new people. And, maybe when I have a negative comment, instead of like stopping, think about it, whether I actually did something wrong or if it's just the wrong person I'm dealing with. Because there's a lot of people that aren't going to be interested in network marketing products, period, right? And there's a lot of people who aren't going to be interested in network marketing, and that's okay. It's not their thing, but there's plenty of people out there who it is. And so instead of trying to think about what I did wrong, I need to just let that go and think to myself, this just wasn't for them right now. Maybe it will be one day in the future and they'll come back to me. I've had that happen. I have people who have joined me or who have ordered products from me that told me in the beginning, never, don't talk to me about Younique. And I said, okay. And they came back to me. So instead of starting to think like, oh, what did I do? And blaming myself or blaming Younique or blaming anything, I'm just going to start moving on from that. And I think that not spending the time thinking about it is going to be a huge help in 2019. I'm really excited. I think 2019 is going to be awesome.
I'm super excited too. Do we want to stop recording and then do
Yes.
questions, or do you want